Hi everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to share some frequently asked questions and their answers. Some of the questions are like, what are the value of the certificates that are gonna be given to you after you graduate from a Chinese university, how to apply to Chinese universities, and how you can find work after you graduate from Chinese university. I tried to film this video 2 weeks back, but it was raining and it was very noisy. So anyway, I'm filming this video again. Like, if you're not subscribed to my channel yet and somehow you're getting benefited from my channel, out of gratefulness, you can just subscribe to my channel or like this video. This kind of stuff will motivate me to make more informative videos for you guys. And another good news is recently I got a European visa. I will be moving to Europe within 1 month. And so yeah, I cannot wait to move to Europe and explore around the European Union. And I'm moving to France, so from France maybe I'll go to Belgium or other countries during my vacation, because the city I'm going to is like right next to Belgium border. So I cannot wait to see what's waiting for me over there. So I'm going there for my master's degree. My first semester will be in France, my second semester probably in Germany, and my last 2 semesters probably they will be in Finland. I want to jump right into the video. I just put my camera on this bicycle. Yeah, this bicycle. So I hope it doesn't fall off the bicycle. Yeah, going through a lot. Anyway, I wrote a blog on my website. I don't know if you guys saw that, but on that blog I wrote stuff like studying in China and my 2 cents, the name of the blog. And there I actually asked question, what is going to be the value of my Chinese certificate? How can I get a job after my graduation? Can I get a job outside of China? How to apply to those universities if there are like scholarships and stuff. So anyway, I'm just gonna read through those questions from my blog I wrote before and answer those questions from my own perspective. So the first question I get very often is that, what is going to be the value of my degree from China? It has value if and only if you study well during your courses. A certificate is just a piece of paper, but the students or the learners put a value on it through their knowledge earned during the educational periods. It's true, it's very true. Like, certificate is just a piece of paper. Like, you cannot just sell the certificate and get a job. Let's say you graduate from a university, any university you say, you have to go through interview process to get hired in some company. So during the interview, they will ask technical questions like, during what you studied, during your bachelor's degree or your master's degree, what you have studied so far. So if you can answer those questions, you are gonna get hired. If they think you are the right person for the position, you're gonna get hired. It doesn't matter like which university you get your degrees from and stuff. Yeah, sometimes it matters like if you get your degree from like top university, because they are more famous. People already like have like their trusts on those, like, okay, if they graduate from this university, you can say like they worked hard throughout their levels. Anyway, so my point is like, a certificate doesn't really have that much value. The value is what you give to the certificates. So study well during your educational period. Doesn't matter where you are studying. Let's say you are studying from MIT, or let's say you are studying from a random university from, I don't know, Bangladesh. It doesn't matter. Just study well, learn everything. It will put value on your certificate one day. Can I get a job in China after my graduation? Yes, if you learn the language well and if you have like connection to the companies around your place, you're gonna get a job. Like, because China is not an English speaking country, so you gotta learn the language to communicate with the people. Also, like, you need to broaden your connections. You need to have the networking power. If you just don't have network and stuff, you cannot just apply through the website and get hired. Okay, you can get hired, but it's gonna be very difficult. So it's better like if you know someone from that company already, or let's say like you have a professor from your school. So that's called networking. Like, you know your professor, you can ask your professor like, I'm looking for a job. Do you know any company that are hiring foreign students, and I can go there and apply for that job? And through those connections and somehow networking, your professor might recommend you to the company. The company might know that you're coming from that school, that professor. That might influence your process of getting hired positively. So yeah, basically like when you are studying abroad, try to network with more people and stuff. So getting a job after graduation is going to be easier than not networking or not knowing people and just only focusing on your degree. Can I get a job outside of China after I graduate? Yes, you can, because you know Chinese companies are everywhere. Chinese companies are in your country, Chinese companies are in my country, Chinese companies are running in American stock markets, like, so Chinese companies are everywhere, and if you can speak the language, it's gonna be way easier to get hired in a Chinese company. So of course, like, you know, it doesn't matter you graduate from Chinese university or not, you can apply to Chinese companies and maybe, you know, get hired to them. I know my friends back home, they graduated from a local university, but now they're working with Chinese people in a Chinese company on some Chinese projects that my government hired them to work for them. Like, most of the projects are like related to civil engineering, but anyway, you know, you can find many Chinese companies everywhere. Also, if you have a Chinese degree, it's going to be very easier. Like, go up to them or reach out to those companies, just email them, email to the HR, like, you know, I graduated from Chinese university, I can speak a little bit of Chinese, is there any position open for me, and you know, if I can get hired, you know, just reach out to them. You know, it's okay if they reject you, but maybe if you apply for 10 jobs, maybe 9 jobs can reject you, but at least one will be interested in you, and maybe if you're lucky, you will get hired to them. So just don't give up and try to reach to those companies, Chinese companies or international companies, doesn't matter. Just go up to them and, you know, just talk to them, just see if they're hiring and if you're the right person to get the job. So my answer is yes, you can get job anywhere in the world if you have the right quality or if you have the right potentiality that the HR is looking for. Am I eligible to continue my higher studies in the West after my graduation from a Chinese university? That's a very common question. Some people ask me like, okay, if I study in China, can I apply for my master's or PhD in America or let's say UK or Germany? Just think of them, like how many Chinese are there around the world. And actually, like, if you see the amount of international people in each country, let's say Western countries, USA, or I don't know, Germany or UK, you will see like, I don't know, 50% or like almost 50% of the international students are Chinese students. Either they're Chinese or Indian, you know. It's like whole circle of international students, half or close to half that constitutes of Indian students and Chinese students. So if a Chinese person who graduated from a Chinese university can study in Western university for their further education, why not you? That actually answers the whole question, but anyway, to clarify the whole thing, yes, you can study in Western countries, but you have to go through a few processes. Like, so after you graduate, you have to verify your certificate from Chinese Education Ministry, and you have to verify your certificate through a local lawyer. So after your certificate is verified, then you may apply to many different countries. But there are some countries like say Germany or Austria or some other countries, they have special requirements to verify your certificates. Like maybe you have to send those certificates to their embassy or some other verification third-party agents where they will verify your certificate one more time. So for me, when I was applying to Germany for a master's degree, I had to verify my certificates through APS verification process. So there is a website. I had to upload my stuff on this website and send a copy of my verified certificate from Chinese ministry to this, like the APS agency address. So the APS agency took like, I don't know, maybe 1 to 2 weeks to verify my certificate, and they gave me APS verification certificate that yes, my certificates are eligible to apply to German universities. So with this APS certificate, I applied to some German universities. I was accepted to University of Kiel for Material Science and Engineering master's degree. And yeah, so that's basically it. Different countries have different rules. For Germany, it's like APS certificate. For Austria, maybe APS certificate, but from a different agency. Anyway, so each country has their own requirements. You have to just fulfill the requirements, and after that you can just apply directly. So yes, the answer is again, after you graduate from Chinese university, let's say you are done with your bachelor's, you can go to Western countries for your master's degree or PhD degree or whatever. I have also seen people like who has finished their bachelor's degree from Chinese university and directly went for PhD to some US university. To clarify one more thing, is I was talking about someone else. Like for myself, you know, I just graduated from a Chinese university, and the ranking of the university is just so-so. I think it's like 500 in the QS ranking. So after I graduated, I applied to Western countries for my master's degree, and I was accepted, and I was awarded Erasmus Mundus scholarship to continue my master's degree in European countries. And the scholarship I got is called Erasmus Mundus scholarship. Not only one, I was offered Erasmus Mundus scholarship for 3 master's degree courses. So yeah, eventually I had to pick one. I'm just telling you, like, yes, it's possible. You know, it's possible to not only just to get a chance to get a master's degree from Western countries. You can even like like get lucky about getting one of the best scholarships that are offered from their country? This is one of the important questions that I'm going to talk about, is which universities should I apply to? There are thousands of universities in China because China is a very big place. The biggest country in the world is Russia, second is Canada, and maybe third is China, if I'm not wrong. So China has tons of university. There are like public ones, there are like private ones, but I think public ones are like more in numbers. To ensure a better education quality throughout your academic career over here, you must choose a university wisely. So for my perspective, I want to tell you to go to those universities which are ranked under Project 211 and Project 985. These are like two different projects. Chinese universities ranked under those projects, they get huge funding from the government to conduct their research and push their rankings up in the global ranking. So definitely when you are coming to China and you are like applying to Chinese universities, just give it a check, like if your university is ranked among those 211 and 985 projects university. And other than that, I want to tell you is like, if your university is ranked, there's another project called C9 League. It's like, in the US, there are like Ivy League universities. So in China, there are like C9 League universities. I don't know why I'm doing that so much anyway. So there are like C9 League universities in China, and C9 League universities is like, top notch schools in China, just like in the US for Ivy Leagues. And right now I'm studying in Shanghai Jiao Tong University. This is like number 4 university in China, and it's one of the C9 League schools, and its international ranking, my school Shanghai Jiao Tong University's ranking is 51 in the QS World Ranking. It's like one of the best university you can study in if you're in China, and the admission process is highly competitive. If you can get into one of the C9 League universities, then you are set. You should consider yourself very lucky, because the admission process is very difficult, very tough, So if you can get into C9 League universities, consider yourself lucky. If your universities are not under C9 League universities, go for Project 211 or 985 universities, and I think they're good, So I won't suggest you to go to another universities which are not under those 3 projects, C9 or 211 or 985. When does the admission process starts? So the application process starts around like December. Around December every year, the application process starts. The application process ends by February. The results or scholarship results, they both come out by July, and your classes are going to start around September. So these are the common process for if you're coming for a degree courses, like bachelor's degree, master's degree, or PhD degree. But if you're coming for a language course, then you can find those courses all around the year. When I first came to China, I came in around like February. It was just the middle of the year. Although I came around like January, February, or like around March, I started my degree course, which was my bachelor's degree course, in September. Are there any scholarships? Yes, there are tons of scholarships, because in China the students are not allowed to work. Yeah, there are like loopholes, like students are allowed to work inside university or like affiliated institution that is like they have connection with the university, but these are very vague, like those informations are very vague. Anyway, let's just say that the foreign students are not allowed to work in China. They have to survive, so to make their academic years easier, Chinese government is offering tons of scholarship. Chinese government scholarship, Shanghai government scholarship, or like provincial government scholarship. They have university scholarship, tons of scholarship. And those government scholarship or provincial government scholarship, they offer a lot of money. Like you don't have to pay a tuition fee, you don't have to pay a dormitory fee, you even get extra money from the government as your living expense. Right now, if you're coming for a bachelor's degree and if you have a Chinese government scholarship, you get full tuition fee free, you get free accommodation, and also per month you get 2,500 RMB stipend per month from the government. And 2,500 in China is a lot of money. Like if you're a single person and you are staying inside the school, you're going to school canteen to eat, 2,500 is a handsome amount of money to survive. But I don't think it's like a very good amount if you live in a big city like Shanghai, because Shanghai is very expensive. It's possible to live with 2,500, but it's gonna be tight. Any other part of China, 2,500 RMB for a bachelor's degree student, single person, is more than enough to survive. For master's degree, I think the government scholarship is going to pay you 3,000 RMB. For PhD, 3,500. There are other scholarship like called ANSO scholarship, ANSO scholarship. This scholarship pays like double of what Chinese government scholarship pays. Also, there are like university scholarship, but university scholarship doesn't pay as much as government scholarship offers. Maybe you can get like free tuition fee, free accommodation, but maybe you are not going to get like extra stipend. You have to bring money from your home, or like maybe you're gonna get some stipend, but that's not like too much as Chinese government scholarships are gonna get. Maybe, you know, if the government scholarship is gonna get each month 2,500 RMB. From university scholarship, you're gonna get like, I don't know, 1,000 RMB per month. So yeah, there are lots of scholarship, and they're not that competitive as you think they are, because there are like tons of university, you know. You can choose a university not that highly ranked, but you know, not that low in the ranking. You can just choose a medium ranked university, and you can just be confident that you may get the scholarship that you are applying for. So I think I covered like most of the important or like frequently asked question, because I get asked a lot of questions on my Facebook, through YouTube channel. This time I can add some bonus tips, like the final summary of whatever I was saying. Apply to C9, 211 or 985 universities, or the universities under those projects. Try to network, you know, try to talk to people, try to communicate with other people, make friends. Don't just stay inside your school or stay inside your dormitory all day. Try to connect with as many people as possible, because you know, throughout connections you can get yourself a job, or you know, you can just get yourself a better opportunity when you graduate. And learn Chinese before you come, because you know, it's China, it's not UK or USA. Some people just come to China and they say, oh, okay, why those people cannot speak English? Are they really supposed to speak English? Because English is not even their second language, you know. It's far away from the UK or whatever. So it's your responsibility to learn Chinese if you want to survive in China. Oh, one thing I have to clear up. If you are coming to China to study, are they offering English taught courses or are they offering Chinese taught courses? They are offering both, but I think there are like tons of English taught courses, so any people from any country can come and start their program. But there are some requirements, like before you finish your bachelor's degree or master's degree, you have to pass the Chinese proficiency test. But these are like minimum requirements. They are offering courses in English, and they're also offering courses in Chinese. People in China are not that proficient in English. So even though you are taking an English taught courses, maybe there will be some language barrier. Maybe when you are taking the class, out of nowhere, the professor can switch to Chinese language from English language. Or maybe they will just put you in a Chinese class for some period of time. Other than that, everything is fine. You can come to China to study if you really want to explore, like, you know, the Asian culture and stuff. I hope it was helpful, and whatever I said in this video was very informative. If you think you are getting benefited in some way by watching my videos, please don't forget to like this video or subscribe to my channel. I will keep making more videos about my life in China or wherever I'm going next. You know, maybe I'm going to Europe. I'll be making videos about France, Germany, or Finland, or whatever, or wherever I go actually, because video making is one of my passion and stuff. Anyway, so other than that, if you have any more questions about studying in China or application process or whatever, you can check out my channel. There are like many more videos I made, how to apply for this, how to apply for that. And if you have questions, comment down below. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.